Hello everyone, Watches Review here, and I managed to find the Initiative War Machine in stores finally, and as luck would have it, that store happened to be TJ Maxx, meaning cheap, cheap, cheap. Now this figure is from the Iron Man Armored Avenger series, or whatever line. Technically these series things Legends, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot, because it just is like comics or whatever. Now, obviously a figure that I'd kind of been anticipating and stuff, just because it's a really neat color scheme. Only sort of drawback is I'm not so fond of the green phosphorus or whatever they tossed around the thing to simulate the effect of glowing or whatever. Of course, this is a armor and stuff I'm not that familiar with because I don't read comic books all that actively. It does have a little bit of a read up here and stuff. I guess this is basically when Jim Rhodes was training people, or training would-be superheroes. Actually, I think that was probably the stuff that had to do with the Marvel Civil War, didn't it? Or was that the Aftermath? I'm not 100% sure. Again, I don't follow this stuff all that closely. I just know what I like, and I like the look of that armor. So, hold on a second till I get out of the box. Right off the bat, I kind of wish that War Machine here had some ankle pivot just to make posing a little bit easier. The other thing I really wish they had included was an alternate set of hands, but they didn't do it for some reason. And I think they just mostly did it for the reissues of the Walmart exclusives in the line. Other than those two sort of minor gripes, just really good-looking, well-functioning figure. I can't say that I'm exactly a huge fan of their choice of using this green phosphorus effect for, I guess, the sort of glow for his equipment and stuff, because it looks kind of, eh. But I mean, it doesn't really detract from the figure that much. Now the ankle pivot would mostly make a difference because he kind of off balances depending on how you have your weapon set up. By the way, he has this really awesome cannon which fires a little projectile, if you will. Both this and the smaller rocket launcher are detachable. And then, of course, the little cord is detachable from both points, so you can display him without the little thing there. And honestly, the cables have an annoying tendency to just pop out when you're trying to pose him. So it is a really good thing that, they give you the option. And here's the projectile that he comes with. It looks, I guess a little similar in design to the ones included with some of the other figures in the line, but I don't know. I'm not going to bother pulling one out for comparison. The sculpting on the little projectile itself is pretty decent once tossed in here, but once out like this, looks kind of toyish, but it is kind of geared towards children's stuff, one would imagine. Wee, fun. Great, maybe it's good for all ages. It's kind of interesting too, the whole, I guess, turret or whatever just locks into place when you push in the missile. I guess the spring is set pretty far back. Design-wise, he's got this really cool mix of this stark white and then a sort of glittery painted black. That's what they occasionally do for a metallic effect when they don't actually use metallic paint. You can see the little bits of glitter throughout. The other sort of interesting effect is they actually ended up using metal pins, which you never see on, I guess, any Marvel figures that Hasbro's done. Although, other companies will leave exposed pins just because they're lazy. I believe this is probably just more of a style choice, because if you look at other parts of the body and stuff, he's got little white dots, and it probably kind of simulates that same effect, and then the light reflects off it. Or I might be giving them too much credit, but I like to think that's what it's for. Now, much like the smaller 3 3/4 inch War Machine from the Iron Man 2 line. His weapon systems, once detached, can also just flip in the back, so you don't have to see the fact that he's got these things until I guess you decide to just pop them out for display purposes. Of course, if you do that, you have this kind of ugly thing just sticking out the back. You'll notice that they repeated the same effect seen on the gauntlets here for the, I guess, rocket launcher, missile launcher. I don't know what the hell that thing is. Again, you know, I guess it doesn't look terrible, but at the same time, I just would have rather have seen the normal colors and stuff without the effects. The head sculpt's really awesome looking. Between the paint and the head sculpt and everything, it has sort of vulpine look from some positions, so it's kind of fox-like, but other positions it's more Ophidian or snake-like. Especially because these look like nostrils, kind of. So it's a very kind of neat touch. Now, clearly, my paint app isn't on all the way. You'll notice it didn't quite hit the lines here. The sort of other issue I have with mine is right out of the box, some of the joints are really loose, like the neck just sort of flops around. I'm not sure if that's a running design flaw or what, although from the ones that went to Walmart, for the paint at least, I did notice they had a sort of tendency to just not get in the lines at all, which is why I avoided picking up most of those. Now the shoulder pads can kind of flip up, and when flipped down they don't so much impede the shoulder motion. Let me just do a quick one through of articulation before I forget. Down here at the ankle we have this sort of ball and socket, full rotation, even despite the fact he's got these little things here. By the way, the one thing I really don't like about this design is the shoes. They look kind of like something Michael Jackson would wear. Nothing against Michael Jackson, mind you, but, you know, this is War Machine. A double pin joint here at the knee. You have a point of rotation here at the hip, then one of those stupid line joints. I always hate how those things move, but, you know, they kind of get the job done. You just have to twist them around so the physical joint isn't exposed when you're displaying them, because otherwise it looks kind of milk. You have a very wide range of rotation here at the torso joint, in addition to a good forward back, which is always really neat. Head has an okay up. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like a tremendous upward motion, and frankly, if he can fly, I would prefer that it goes back a bit further, but, you know, it's serviceable, in addition to really being able to go down forward. Again, shoulder can move up and down with the pads. There's a cut here at the bicep, so it can rotate. Do get a full range there. Double pins here at the elbow. Then you get a ball and socket wrist, as you can see here with the little thing. Of course, you don't get a whole lot of movement because you have the gauntlet blocking the back, but you get the rotation and stuff. Again, you know, I just really wish they'd included an alternate set of hands so I could kind of have both open hands, both closed hands, or fists if you prefer. And then just, like, say, ankle pivot. Oh, by the way, these little deflector things or something rotate. Actually, I don't think they're supposed to rotate. I think I might be breaking that, because it doesn't do it on the other side. At any rate, you know, just a really incredible looking figure, definitely one that I had sort of long waited for. So, you know, it's doubly great that it popped up in a TJ Maxx, because not only did I find the figure, but I got it for quite a bit cheaper, so. This has been a look at the Initiative Armor War Machine. Yeah, probably would recommend this one. I mean, yeah, it's a different costume and all, but it's a really awesome looking War Machine. Also, what's up with these little dorsal fins or whatever things, or they're not dorsals. I guess it's probably for like flight or something. still, really kind of cool, neat touch. So yeah, until next time, folks.